2 million euros worth of floating luxury. Even in Portofino, the exclusive resort on the Italian Riviera, they're not used to such magnificence. The latest yacht from the traditional Riva boatyard is called Ego 68, and some buyers can't resist coming in person to collect their new property.
I followed every stage of the boat's development very carefully, so I know all the details. But this morning, when I saw it coming into the harbor, it looked so fine. It was a powerful emotion. This yacht is a wonderful thing for people like me who are passionate about the sea.
The name Riva has been inextricably linked with jet setters and luxury since the 1950s. A beaming Brigitte Bardot and an equally proud Anita Ekberg. Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton used the sports boat to transfer to their enormous yacht, and even King Hussein of Jordan wanted his own vessel, made entirely of mahogany. A powerful engine guarantees that elite customers can always reach their favorite speeds. The latest Riva boat is a real ego boost. Clear lines, fine materials and woods, and plenty of automatic features. Boats like these are a pleasure to sail. The designers are Mauro Micheli and Sergio Beretta, two of the most sought-after designers on the sailing scene.
Every boat from Riva has its own characteristics, its peculiarities. But something links them all like a golden thread. There's a constant line in the design that's seen in this and in every model.
Yes, in spite of the differences, they have a personality, which is important.
The designers call this reduced aesthetics, and the theme is continued below deck with soft brown tones, discreet lighting, and plenty of technology.
This is something that we consider to be very important, meeting the various requirements of our customers from all over the world. Here, for example, we have light and dark woods. We always try to offer our customers a broad spectrum.
Yes, but our intention is always to harmonize the interior construction of the boat with the exterior, create a harmony between inside and outside. We see the boat as a whole, lots of individual parts that have to meld together.
Then they're off to sea with a 1,550 horsepower engine. Despite weighing 39 tons, the Riva Ego 68 can slice through the waves at about 70 miles an hour. The new owners are delighted.
The whole setting is beautiful, and the boat is a very impressive boat. It's very fast and very sleek and travels very well in the water, and I was very, very impressed.
So
bright geometric forms and playful ornamentation. That's the trend for the wallpaper pattern designs of the future. Berlin's Andrea Persnicka is one of a new generation of wallpaper designers who want to see the end of standard white wood chip wallpaper. She draws her designs by hand, both on wallpaper and on t-shirts. For 10 years, she says, she's been trying to inject some artistic elegance into ordinary people's homes.
It was kind of an expression of defiance. At the beginning of the 1990s, I moved to Hamburg, where in the red light district there were some old bordellos that had been turned into bars. They all had that old velvet on the walls, complete with gold and velvet ornamentation. We all thought that was great, original. It was so ugly that we said, yes, that's exactly what we need right now.
Persnicka's silkscreen wallpaper with hand-painted designs are a big hit. She creates several new lines every year for her company, P. van B. Lively motifs, she says, can put a bit of swagger back into rooms dragged down by landlords or previous occupants' bad taste.
Few people really want wood chip wallpaper on the walls. It's just there when they move in. No one thinks it looks good. Most customers in my store think it's ugly, and they'd be glad to get rid of it. But so far, they can't do anything about it.
The trend is unmistakable in some of the hippest clubs, restaurants, and bars of the German capital, Berlin. Boutiques and shops are also picking up on retro patterns, colors, and designs.
I've tried to do up my boutique like a bedroom. I want innovative wallpaper that, like this one here, is hand-printed. I think it's quite modern and progressive. I've just tried to create a certain atmosphere, and I think I've achieved that with the wallpaper. A white wall or one painted a certain color wouldn't have done the trick.
Aram Radomski is also trying to do something about people's walls. His company Berlin Tapete has revived the idea of photo wallpaper. The twist is that clients can order custom-made wallpaper from him featuring their own designs or personal photos.
I think paper is not just something to cover walls with. It's more. Wallpaper has a texture and a surface that can make a room look bigger. With the modern technologies available to us today, we put high-resolution photos on display that make almost the same impression of space as the original.
Radomski's work not only features in private homes, he also collaborated on the Hollywood film The Bourne Identity. He says the advantage to photo wallpaper, though more expensive than the wood chip variety, is that it's relatively cheap to produce.
Wood chip will always have its uses. It fulfills certain ends. But I think that people will become more and more interested in wallpaper and begin to style their homes with individual designs, either in the form of photographs or new patterns. It's a new formal language.
The new trendy wallpaper costs €75 a roll, more than traditional wood chip paper. But it's a relatively small investment if you want to completely transform a room.
Pininfarina, one of the world's most creative automobile designers, creates dreams on wheels. The Turin-based company has been designing beautiful cars for major manufacturers for 3/4 of a century. Andrea Pininfarina is the founder's grandson and the company's present CEO.
The car driver is one of the many citizens of this planet. And the car is an object which, in the last century, possibly more than anything else in the marketplace, revolutionized the way we live. Pininfarina rose to fame when it built the Giulietta Spider for Alfa Romeo in 1954. The Giulietta Spider was the reason we built our new factory in Turin, or just outside Turin, and we made more than 27,000 units. It was the start of our quest for good design. But not only that, our company was undergoing a transformation from small to industrial scale. The company only built one Lancia Florida 2, but it was considered to be a milestone in automobile design. As was the 1967 Ferrari Dino. Stunning products from Turin. The Ferrari Modulo was a study in design for the Geneva International Motor Show. This is a prime example of design from the 1970s. We wanted to show our vision of the future in terms of the lines and proportions of a sports vehicle. Pininfarina is a family business passed down from father to son. The design world praises Pininfarina for its perfect fusion of aesthetics and utility,
and the firm has won many international design prizes.
What does Pininfarina bring to this kind of product? We believe that we seek out useful niches for our activities, creating products for genuine markets, real clients, and we put passion into our cars.
And that's the secret of Pininfarina's success, as seen here at the Concorso d'Eleganza at Lake Como. The Lancia Aurelia, built in 1954, Pininfarina is presenting the jewels in its crown for its 75th anniversary, including the Ferrari Rossa with almost 500 brake horsepower. The Pininfarina-designed Birdcage 75 was a highlight at this year's Geneva Motor Show.
We're celebrating our 75th anniversary with this car. It's based on a Maserati MC12. We've collaborated with Motorola because they're important clients for our product design, and they helped with all the onboard electronics, all the data transmission, and all the control systems.
Powered by more than 700 brake horsepower, it has cameras instead of rear-view mirrors. Next to it, the prototype for a small car called the Nido. It is said to be the safest shopping vehicle in the world and quite affordable. Pininfarina has a 50-year history of collaboration with sports car manufacturer Ferrari. With a new model unveiled every year, Pininfarina gives fans of high-powered industrial design something to look forward to.
Bold light play, unusual perspectives. When Drei Deluxe designs a space, the result is always seamless. Whether it's a club, an office, or a hotel, animated graphics and interior design merge into a complete work of art. For 13 years now, the design office of Drei Deluxe has stood for radical artistic freedom.
What drives us on primarily is that we're always interested in what's new. We love everything that's modern and like to work on things that are modern today.
The idea is to make people think about space. Interaction is one of Drei Deluxe's most important philosophies. The automobile industry wants showrooms, jewelry stores want displays for their precious stones, and trade fairs now have their once simple stands designed.
Our customers often come down this route with us, which isn't always as clearly defined as it would be if they gave a contract to a traditional architect's office. But there's always the possibility that they'll get an unusual result.
Who's the boss and who's the employee? Here, the watchword is creativity rather than commission. Designers and architects share responsibility. Drei Deluxe's liberal concept permeates the firm. Visual worlds, flowing space, all created in Wiesbaden, near Frankfurt. An underwater hotel 20 meters under the surface off Dubai. The sheikhs who awarded the contract to Drei Deluxe will get organic honeycomb shapes combined with dynamic 60s chic. The Wiesbaden group wants to build something usually associated with science fiction films, though it'll take some persuasion.
We're fighting the extremes between portholes and panoramic windows, which we'd prefer.
And the winner is Deutschland.
The Lauhoff brothers are the head graphic artists at Drei Deluxe and football fans. The 2006 World Cup is their biggest tournament so far. They designed a huge football packed with interactive games on the inside. Initially at Berlin's Brandenburg Gate, it's now touring Germany. A smaller version is visiting participating countries.
I don't think I'll ever experience another World Cup in Germany. And when you play an active part, as we did with the football globe, and as we did with the small globe that's just opened in Tokyo, I think we've played our part. And for us, that was always a dream.
Interior design, graphic work, and communication all merged together at 3 Deluxe.
When you wanted graphics, you went to a graphics agency. If you wanted architecture, you went to an architect. This has begun to break down. That's what's so nice for us, and it gives us an opportunity to offer very different things, things that are really multi-layered.
The digital inventor's shining example is Frankfurt's Cocoon Club, run by techno DJ Sven Feth, with bars, seating areas, dance floors, and restaurants. It's a cyber world throbbing at 150 beats a minute.
A club is usually simpler in design when it comes to the music and DJ. And we've really put a lot of love and detail into the interior, and I think that's very unusual.
Both confusing and fascinating. No room can be like another, no idea used more than once. 3 Deluxe are always on the lookout for something new.
This stylish, futuristic building is the perfect site for an exhibition of design classics made by Braun. Visitors are taken on a very special trip through time. The exhibition displays everything Braun's legendary design department has come up with in the past 50 years. Star designer Dieter Rams has been involved since day one.
The atmosphere back then was that of a new beginning. And that atmosphere was incredible, indescribable. It's something that swept many people along.
The six-toned Razor and the SK1 radio made design history. Braun developed the first cylindrical coffee machine with a swing-out filter and a film camera made entirely of plastic. Both were radical departures from the conventional designs.
This stereo hi-fi system includes 2 portable loudspeakers and even a switch that lowers the needle automatically.
Form and function were revolutionized.
That meant, for example, freeing radios from their dull sound. It wasn't just about changing external appearances. Function had to change too. It was no longer to sound dull, but crystal clear and more authentic.
In 1959, Braun put the first portable record player on the market. More than 40 years later, the TP1 appears to have inspired the designers of another successful multimedia product, Apple's iPod. With the Irish rock group U2 as the focus of a huge advertising campaign, the iPod rapidly became a cult object. The young designer Dui Feng Vu sees no problem in Apple's borrowing ideas from Braun's designs.
What Apple has done is really very simple. The principle being to design things simply, communicate things simply, just simply, and make it possible for the consumer to use the object in a very simple way.
To ensure that its products continue to set the pace, Braun is banking on young talent. Most of its designers are around 30 years old, but they still orient themselves towards their predecessors' principles and philosophies.
To me, Braun design means always approaching the product experimentally, looking for innovations, trying to see what potential the product has. Everything has already been done, but what is important today is to tease out of a product the aspects that excite the consumers, what appeals to them on every level, their senses, their emotions.
A man who knows how to do that is Peter Schneider. In 1977, he designed the legendary Nitzo film camera, another cult object by Braun.
It's important always to stay on track. and remain true to the basic values we think apply to the whole world and in principle to everyone, like innovation, functionality, aesthetics. We have just one world, honesty. No one wants to be cheated. It doesn't matter where you are. That's always true, and that is the reference point for our daily work.
For 50 years now, Braun has produced design classics. And in the future, it wants to continue to set standards with its new products, combining style with good taste.
"30,000 visitors a day come to the world's most popular furniture trade fair. The designer Antonio Citterio is also exhibiting here in Milan. Few interior designers can resist Citterio's intelligent, fashionable and comfortable designs, so his appointment book is full today.
I have to see many things, you know, because we did a lot of job here. We did some stand for FlexForm or Clinia. I present the new machine for Techno Gym, you know, the gym machine, and you know, for me, you know, after 36 years in this salon, and this time and in this new situation is really incredible.
With 2,200 firms exhibiting at the trade fair, Citterio has to find his stand first before he can present his innovations. One of them is a machine which is capable of 300 different exercises. It's an invention that's not supposed to resemble sports equipment.
You know, this new object is a folding. You know, you don't use a lot of space when the machine is closed. And in the end of the day, it's not a machine, it's something part of the interior. Now that it was the idea. It's not a machine anymore, but some part of our lifestyle.
But the designer can't stay long. He has to return to his studio. A qualified architect, he had his first studio at the age of 22, and he's never changed his working habits.
I am an old man. No, means you know, I was born in the 50s, and my generation is still with pen. You know, I really like sit on the table and try to do sketches. You know, I need the pen, the pencil in my hand all day. You know.
These days, he has 35 staff to help with his projects.
I'm really working with my people. You know, when I'm sit down and try to see the drawings, because sometimes I try to provocate reaction. You know, I try to say, okay, go in that direction, or that's totally wrong, but go in the other direction. You know, try to work in this area. I need someone around. You know. Alone, for me, it's very difficult.
One of his greatest coups was the design of a hotel in black marble alabaster antique.
When you talk about contemporary, it's very difficult to talk about luxury. You know? It's something like doesn't fit together. To find a solution, what does it mean to do a contemporary luxury hotel? And we try to resolve the problem. We work with this true material. You know? When you see the hotel, you really feel the quality of the material. You really see the quality of the ambience. You don't need really to show something luxury, but you feel luxury. You know? You feel the quality of life.
The quality of life has improved for interior design company B&B Italia as well. But even when he's working at the fair, such as presenting his designs to the press, the principle always remains the same. As far as he's concerned, life is more beautiful with a Citterio.
Everything is going to the beat.